mother of two with 18 years of expertise, Miss Sohini Mitra is a creative powerhouse with a passion for advertising and filmmaking. Her strength lies in breathing life into new and existing brands, delivering impactful work that drives ROI and client satisfaction. From innovative ideas to execution, she thrives on leading the entire creative process. Known for balancing creativity with practicality, her work has earned awards and boosted TRPs. A thrill seeker and entrepreneur at heart, Miss Sohini transforms ideas into impactful realities that resonate deeply. The lockdown period has made her open up her imagination and bring storytelling to her life, and this book definitely seems a result of that. Let's start with a brief introduction of the book and
What's
the
your name?
inspiration behind it. I'm Shrutika.
Shrutika. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's start with a brief introduction and what inspired you to write it.
What inspired me to write it? Okay. More than writing it is the connection with the book that I have. Okay. It's the world which is unexplored, which is very mystical, and which nobody can conclude it, right? So that's what made me drive towards, doing a lot of research. So from 2013, I've been researching on this topic, and I've been traveling a lot. So more than a writer, I think I'm a traveler who travels, explores, researches on stories, and then weaves it into something which is fiction based, but a little bit of reality is weaved into it.
Okay, so are the characters inspired from real life?
Our characters are not inspired. The main character, Dinah, it is not inspired at all from any real life. It's a fictitious character. But the events which you see in the book, where as she travels, the people that she meets, the yogis that she meets, the different kind of the blood rain which happens, these incidents have actually happened in India. And nobody could scientifically prove it that what happened. So it's still unexplained. So everything, and there are more stuff into it. So this is just the first part, and more things are weaved into it. So that part of the practices are actually actual, but the characters are all fictitious.
Okay, so I've read the introduction of this book, and it is written that there is some aspect of occult science. So, what do you want to say about it? Because that is a very new idea in fiction.
In fiction, yeah. So usually whenever we speak about occult or magic or anything, people always say occult, oh, it's black. No, it's
Yeah.
not always black. It's just 5% which is black, and the rest of the thing is very, very pure, very, very nice. And so you need to read the book, you need to travel a lot to understand what is occult all about, because different parts in different India has got different kind of practices which are there, which are actually getting obsolete. There are a lot of practices. If you go to down northeast, which is going to come in my next chapter, the shamans are actually dying. There's nobody to take that cult further. It's a beautiful thing. They heal people. So that's what kind of inspired me to put all these things together in the book, so that people will know. Usually people read it with a different mindset, but when you read it as a storybook kind of a thing, you actually get more intrigued.
Yeah, actually, I also thought of it as something black, something dark is going to happen in the book.
See, black is not darkness. Yes, it is darkness, but black is infinite. To me, I think it is infinite. It's beautiful because of light. Black is there, correct? And yeah, so why Black India is because there are certain practices which are shown, which has been written in the book, which is a little bit black, but it's got a different outcome also to it. So you need to understand the practices a little bit.
Okay. And what do you think? What kind of readers will connect to your book the most?
Everybody. It's just a 40-page book. You can finish it in 2 hours, and trust me, you will want to read the second part. I have got one reader over there. There are 2-3 people also over there. So for sure, I would want you guys also to tell me that, okay, what did you like and what is that you think that the next chapter will come into. So everybody can read it, but not below 16. yeah, above 16, any age group can read it.
Okay. Okay, sure. And so, did you discover anything about yourself while writing this book?
Yeah, so while writing this book and researching on the entire concept, I figured out that, okay, I used to worship God, this God, that God, okay, but I got my connection with Shiva a lot, Shiv Shakti to be precise. And yeah, so there has been a spiritual journey which I have been taking. If you go to my Instagram and all, you'll see I was a different character earlier. Now I've completely changed, not because of the PR of the book, but internally I've changed as a person.
Yeah, even
And
the
yeah, even the picture, yeah.
picture.
So this was taken 4 years back.
Okay.
So it has changed me completely, and it has actually, while doing the research, it has actually made me see life in a different perspective, and it's beautiful.
Okay. Okay. And what is the central theme of this book?
Central theme is a very basic thingy. There's a character called Diana who has lost her parents while her parents were traveling in India, and she's on a search. She wants to find her parents, and she's traveling all across India while she comes across with these practices. And yeah, so that's what the book is all about. She finds a mother in this book, but she does not find a father. So the next chapter will conclude in that. So the journey is weaved into a narrative.
Okay, that is interesting. And how many parts are will be?
So it's gonna be a trilogy. I've taken a long time to write the second one. Hopefully, I'll release it in the next 6 months. But yeah, I almost took almost 2.5 years to jot down that what is gonna be there so that people will like it. So a lot of travel are also happening. Like I went for Mahakumbh to see various people, explore them, how they do things. Understand the. I don't want to write anything which is fake. So I want to write factual stuff also weaved into the story, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what. So second part, you'll see a lot of more interesting stuff.
Okay. So it's like it is based in India, and
It's based in India, and it's a international character, British girl who comes to India for her studies, and so there are a lot of PhD program which happens in the abroad universities where you can do PhD on marine life, you can do PhD on occult practices, heritage of India, archaeological things of India, which we Indians don't take up as a subject to study, which we should, and we should actually revive all those things. It's just not these practices, but even the archaeological part. There are a lot of
Yeah.
monuments which are around which is actually dying. So people should study those. The government should also support in that, and people should explore such stuff. So even in this book, she has come to India to study on occult practices and do a PhD in that.
okay, that's great. And did you think anything was uh, challenging about this book?
The most biggest challenge was how to weave uh, the practices with the story, and also not I don't want to expose each and everything to the world, because there are certain things which you should keep it wrapped and keep it only with the saints who are there. But yeah, so that was the most challenging part, just to not open up the entire thing completely, but also make it a nice pleasurable thing for the readers to read it and enjoy the book.
Okay, I get it. And what kind of readers would mostly connect with this book?
People who loves to travel, they love this book. People who are youth, like him, they love reading it. Like her, they love reading it. Even elderly people, senior people, they'll also love reading the book. So
Okay.
TG wise, it's male, female both, and even the transgenders. Everybody can read it. There's nothing that okay only you can read it or you can read it. It's open for all, but yeah, above 18 is what I would suggest.
Okay. And how was the process from writing to publishing this book?
Writing to publishing, okay. So let's talk about Indie Press. Earlier, when I launched the book, it was under Right Order and not Indie Press. And there was a lot of transition which happened from Right Order to Indie Press, Pratilipi coming in, the Amazon Group helping, IMWM helping, and everybody putting things together. At that point of time, should I say this? It's not live, right?
No, it's not.
Okay. So at that point of time, the book was kind of piracy was done with the book, and we did not know how to curb that. So actually, Indie Press and us, both of us, have lost on a lot of revenue from the book. Obviously, we have put all our things into it, but in a way, we are happy because in US the book has done well.
Okay. Okay. And what are your concluding thoughts about this book?
Concluding thoughts are nothing, just buy the book. I'm a new writer. No, I'm not a Gen Z but a millennial writer, so please help me. Buy the book, read it. If you have any questions, you can connect me. I've given my email ID also. You can connect me on Insta. You can connect me, and we can speak more on it. I would also like to know in terms of what is that you want to see in the next chapter. So while I finish the manuscript and give it to them, at least I can, reshuffle it and see if I can, add those pointers also there.
I would really love to read this book because
It's
I'm
just a
also
small
an
one.
avid
It's,
reader.
it's just 40 pages.
Yeah.
It's a tea time kind of a book.
Yeah. And if anyone has any questions, I think we can ask if someone has.
Any question you have? You got your answer? Acha, you have already answered. Okay. You have any question? If anything comes to your mind?
I think we can do that again. I'm also interested. Why the title The Black India?
Why the title Black India? Because everybody asks me these questions.
Yeah.
Black is not always black. It's not negative, correct? As I mentioned, it's infinity. I mean, darkness is something where you can go on, and when darkness is there, that's when you want to see light, right? So yeah, so it's all connected like that.
Okay.
Two S. Okay, I had one S. So as per numerology, if your parents' name starts with S, the kid should not have the same letter. And somebody mentioned, please put a double S, so that that thing breaks. So it's just astrology, nothing else. Numerology, astrology, everything mixed together. Any other question anybody has? Yeah, that's a very big question. So I've got 4 kids to be precise, and so I wake up early morning. I mean, say 3:30, 4. I'm always awake in the morning. So from 4 to 6 is a time that I research and I write, or I do my work which I want to do. Okay. Otherwise, the entire day it's a completely routine thing which is there. It goes on and on.
Okay. So I think that is.
You want to ask anything? So these are practices which are done in India. See, if I write it in a way, it will be boring for people to read, right? So I've weaved it into a story. So while she travels, this is the first chapter. So while she travels, you'll see little kind of things which are actually happening in India.
Yeah, that is a very new subject for me also.
And it took time for me to write it. So I was researching on this topic from 2013, and during the lockdown, I thought that okay, let's release it. Let's see how the outcome is.
Yeah.
You also suffer from any writer's block while in the middle of writing. How did you keep yourself motivated?
I traveled a lot. So whenever I was stuck for writing this book, because the topic, it might be a 40-pager, but the things which have been added in it are like factual, they are correct. So as I mentioned, I don't want to write anything which is not correct. So whenever I got a block, I traveled. Like especially I went to Mahakumbh. I went for the Mauni Amavasya Snan. I've seen all the things that happen. So I went particularly over there just to, explore. Yeah. Not to make reels for Instagram and all, but to just understand. Thank you.
Thank you.